Welcome to our channel. It is Trinity Productions, trinityprosound.com. For those of you that are subscribed and returning, or those of you that may just have found this by random or a search or whatever, welcome to our channel where we take it apart, pro audio speakers, and go through construction, amplifiers, speakers, how it's put together, how it sounds, what an RTA spectrum looks like on it. So anyway, today we've got a FBT SUBLINE 112SA. It is a active 12-inch subwoofer. And let's go ahead and get into the specs on this thing. So it is a single output subwoofer. Reflex, low frequency driver is a 12-inch with a 3-inch voice coil. Response is at minus 6 dB, 40 hertz to 140 hertz. Crossover frequency is adjustable, which is pretty stinking cool, between 90 and 140. Max SPL, continuous 130, peak 133 half space. Dispersion is omnidirectional. Power supply, AC requirements 600 watts. Comes with a power cord that's about 16 feet long. Inputs and outputs are XLR. Amplifier power 700 watts RMS, peak 1400. Impedance input is 22K ohms. It is made of birch plywood. Dimensions are roughly about 17 by 18 by 19, almost a cube. And then net weight is right around 50 pounds and comes in a nice little box, and there you have it. But anyway, main applications, conference rooms, school and corporate audiovisual, sound reinforcement, background music, houses of worship, gymnasiums and small to medium sports arenas, bars, pubs, nightclubs. With the base reflex design, this thing does sound pretty stinking good for a 12-inch. We had it coupled with the VENTIS 206A, and really quite amazing. We're going to go ahead and couple this thing with a CANTO speaker as well, which is going to be one of our next videos. But the digital processor on this thing has 8 presets and made of it says about 6/10 of an inch birch plywood. Has the M20 mount up here in the top of it, threaded. That's pretty robust. It does have little divots in here where they've gone in with the CNC, and that allows you to stack a couple of these on top of each other and have the feet nest in together quite nicely. So as we spin this puppy around, handles on each side, amplifier in the back, and it looks like one of their standard amplifiers, another handle on the other side, and then rubber feet on the bottom of it. But wasn't too tough lifting the thing up onto the table to be able to do the video. And so it does have a Class D amplifier in it. And so what we're going to do now, it does show kind of what the response curve on this puppy is. Let's go ahead and, there we go. So you can kind of see where the response is according to the factory. And we'll take a look at that as well when we get into spectrograph. Get back on camera here, the spectrograph on this thing. So anyway, SUBLINE 112SA. We've had some other SUBLINE speakers. We've had their 218s. Gosh, that was just in such a small package for a double 18. Quite impressive. So let's go ahead and get into this and open it up. There's not a ton to look at on it, but it's more important is how does it sound? How does it perform? So we'll go ahead and get the screws pulled out here. These are machine screws holding the grill on. So they got T-nuts in there somewhere on each side. And in theory, this grill should just come right off. There we go. So, again with the grill, looks to be, let's say 16 gauge, maybe 18, but it's pretty robust. And then it has just that standard nylon mesh back behind it to keep the bugs, dirt, and everything out on it. We'll put this over on the side here. But one of the things that I noticed right out of the chute is that when the grill goes back on, we've got these little bumpers that they put in front of it so that the grill cannot be totally pressed in and dented easily. So that was pretty slick thinking. Reflex port down at the bottom and standard cone paper surround on this thing. Looks like we've got machine screws all the way around so that if anything ever would happen to the speaker, easy to take out. A little bit longer, a little bit bigger machine screws for the woofer holding it in than what was holding on the sides of the grill. That one was a little loose. We will just make sure one more to go. And onto the floor it went. Set me free. So let's go ahead and rotate this thing around so that we get the spade lugs yanked off here. And we'll take a look at the woofer. So this one does have a stamped frame, not cast. Let's see if we can't get this thing to focus. There we go. So stamped frame, ceramic magnet. This thing probably 25 pounds. So there's the speaker on it. We'll get back here and take a look, but there it is in all of its glory. But it's got a pretty robust and thick paper cone. This is a SICA, SICA loudspeaker made in Italy, 8 ohms, part number 41424. So it is not an FBT driver, FYI, but it still sounds really good. We'll get this over on the side here. Now what we're looking at on the inside, we do have some egg crate in here. Check 1, 2. Does a really good job of, you can kind of hear it on the talking in there. It just sucks everything up on the inside. Standard leads, plus and minus, for the connection to the speaker. We'll wrap those up again. You can see the amplifier in the back. Let's go ahead and plop in some iPhone video here. So you can see the amplifier in the back there. It is all enclosed, similar to what we saw on the VENTIS amplifier. So same type of series and everything, almost the same enclosure, identical enclosure, matter of fact, because you can see where the low frequency driver was on the VENTIS, and right up there is the opening for the high frequency driver port connections out of the back of that wonderful heatsink. But you can kind of see, we'll zoom out a little bit here, what they've done on the inside with the egg crate all around to be able to help with resonance of the enclosure. So as far as the speaker is concerned, travel distance on the cone is, yeah, probably a 3/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more on that, but yeah, quite a robust little speaker. Getting it flipped around here, we've got the back of it with the amplifier. We do have a IEC input power switch on there. There is a fan in the amplifier. We'll go ahead and get a little bit closer here with some zoom in video. So IEC, there is a fuse right behind that, so that's something to check if you ever have any issues. Power switch, fan, part numbers. There is the level control, phase, 0 and 180. So you could end up doing cardioid subs with these puppies, believe it or not. So we've got an in and an out, left and right, so you can end up bringing both your channels in, and you can come out of those, off of those, and go into your left and your right speakers. There are presets. So there are all the presets. Original at 90 Hertz, original 140 Hertz, DJ 90 Hertz, DJ 140, and then there's cardioid, original 90, cardioid, original 140, DJ 90, and DJ 140 to be able to do cardioid subs on these. And then what you've got here on these outs is you can either link them as they're set right now, or you can end up doing a high pass so that you're not sending low frequency up to your top boxes. So it does have delay. So you've got, looks like 6 milliseconds of delay that is built into it, which is more than enough. And then you've got your indicators, your on, your peak, and your limit on the amplifier. So let's go ahead and get the amp pulled, just to take a peek at it. If you want to see what the inside of the amplifiers look like, check out our VENTIS 206A video, because there we ended up taking that amplifier apart and taking the DSP board off of it, that you can end up seeing exactly what is on the inside of that puppy. But in the SUBLINE range, they make passive and active in all of these series. And then they make a 12, a 15, an 18, and a double 18. And like I said, we've had the double 18 and was quite impressed with that. Well, there we go. And out it comes. So yes, this is going to be the same amplifier configuration that we saw with the VENTIS 206. So right there would be where the high frequency would go. Low frequencies are coming out of here. This has just got a little bit different iteration on it as far as the DSP board, that is where all of the XLR sockets and everything are. Where this one is horizontal, the VENTIS was, well, let's go this way, was vertical for that amplifier. But we can see where the heat sinks mount up right there with those two screws on the side. So that is where the power transistors are for this. But it is all cast and provides a quite a formidable heat sink to be able to keep everything cool. Again, the fan comes on at a preset point that won't come on until it absolutely is needed. But very nice little package, standard amplifier that FBT has been using for a long time. So let's go ahead and get that puppy back in. But one thing that is notable, they've gone in and braced this, so there is a horizontal, there is a vertical brace on the cabinet to be able to stiffen it. So that is some good thinking on their part, to be able to just keep the cabinet stiff and keep it from resonating. So I'll put a link in the description that will take you to the time marker where we took the amplifier apart on the VENTIS, should you want to see that. But we're going to go ahead and get the screws back in, and what's most important, in addition to the construction, is how does it sound? How does it sound to the meter? How does it sound to my ears? How does it sound when we're running different types of music through it? We're going to be going through that with some of our YouTube music, unfortunately. And then we'll put a link down in the description that'll take you off to a Dropbox link that will have some popular stuff that we'll be playing, and be able to, one screw left, be able to let you listen to that and record that with the Zoom mic, so that you can put on some headphones or get some decent speakers hooked up to your display or your computer or headphones and listen to what it sounds like. We do get a little bit of building, not sure what it would be, reverb, time, cavity, capacity that you can hear in the videos when we're recording. But it does do a pretty good job in giving you a good idea of what these things sound like. There's nothing that surely beats a live demo, but if you're in the Springfield area, come by. We've got speakers for demo. This one is leaving and going back out after our demo here, so we're not going to be holding on to that at all. So anyway, get this thing turned around. Again, there's a gasket on the back of the speaker. There's a gasket on the back of the amplifier to keep all the sound where it needs to be. But we'll go ahead and get the clippies back on this puppy. And again, red goes to plus, and black goes to minus, which is the, as I've stated before, the obvious connection. See if we're lined up with anything here. There we go. We'll get this back in. We got one. So again, should anything ever happen to a speaker or an amplifier, being modular like this, if you had to do anything for warranty, you can always come back and refer to the video, but you can end up pulling the amplifier out and sending that in, or pulling the speaker out and sending that in for either warranty repair or just that one doesn't want to cooperate, so that you're not having to incur shipping charges on the entire 50, 60 pounds, plus a huge box to boot. So we have had over the years a few that have experienced issues, and we've just historically pulled the amplifier out, or, you know, after a little bit of troubleshooting. I'm going to go ahead, for our demo purposes, I'm going to leave the grill off this so we can kind of see what the cone is doing. So we'll get these screws over here and get that done. Okay, we've got some response out of it. So let's take a look, and we'll get some noise going through it and kind of take a peek on how things are configured. Go into the right input, XLR in, and here we go. See if we can slow that down a little bit. So we can see the response down here. Where it really starts exciting is right below, probably around 48. And then we're seeing it with this preset going up where it's in the red and the yellow zone right below 100. So doing what it says it will do. Let's go ahead and switch it to the 140 preset. And I could hear that change. And now you can also see the change. So it's just allowing more low-end content coming through up to 140 hertz. We're putting out 109, 110 dB, and we're having probably maybe a 1/4 inch, less than a 1/4 inch of excursion on the sub itself. Out of the ports, moving quite a bit of air. So let's go ahead and flip it up into DJ mode, 90 hertz. So that got us a little bit more low-end content. You can hear it. So there's 90 hertz original. And there's the DJ. So it's a little bit more pronounced down in about the 60 range. Let's go to DJ 140. Still pronounced good in here, but it goes all the way up now to 140. But we're still getting respectable SPLs out of it at 110, 111 dB. So let's go back to the original setting. And let's do some sweeps. So we'll do sine wave. We'll start at 20. Has a little bit too much juice. But let's take a look and see. So true, it's, you know, it's doing what it says it does. So we're rolled off. Let's go ahead and set it on the 140. We should get a little bit more content out of it. Yep, so you can see that for me, as long as the top speaker will go low enough to couple with the 90 hertz preset, that's usually where we run everything, is at 90 on all of our subs. So that's the presets. Let's go ahead now and we're going to run some music through it. We'll run the standard YouTube music through it, and then what we're going to be utilizing today to do that is a Studio Master digital board. It is their Digitrack 18. So we'll go ahead and run the music through this guy, and rather than going direct iPod, and we're going to be doing a video on this pretty soon. Nice little mixer, lots of features, and sounds pretty good too. Sampled at 48 kilohertz. So let's go ahead and get audio hooked up. And this is just going to be low end that we're going to be running, and then we'll grab, back over here where you can see me, then we're going to grab the small little CANTO 8, which is a powered speaker, stick it on top of this thing so that we can kind of hear, especially with the other playback, so you can hear what the music really is. But we'll end up having that down a few dB from what the subwoofer is doing, so you can end up getting more of the subwoofer content that you'll be hearing off of this without overdoing it, so to speak, on the low end. So we'll go ahead and get the Zoom recorder fired up, and then get the iPod. Okay, we'll go ahead and pause that. It's ready to go. Synchronize everything. Again, this is on the original 90 setting. This is just going to be the subwoofer with this song. So let's go ahead and get into it. There's our SPL. All right, let's back that up. We're going to put it on the 140 preset. And here we go. So I can hear a little bit more of the music with low end of some other instruments coming in there. That's 140, going back to 90. Noticeable. Let's go to DJ 90. DJ 140. Get more excursion on the cone. DJ 90. Original, 90 original. So now let's go ahead and we'll get the Canto as far as a music reference on this and get that hooked up so that at least we can end up having some reference to what is really being played. So this is the cute little Canto 8-inch speaker, pretty impressive. So the Canto is set for its just original sound. We'll turn it down here just a wee. As keeping up, if we set this puppy at 0, it is set for line input. High pass filter is on, so it's set so that it's just receiving. We'll go ahead and, in fact, we're going to go ahead and link this into the output and turn on the high pass filter. Hit the high pass filter button. I'm back here, not hiding. I'm going to hit the high pass filter button on this. You can hear what it's doing as far as a high pass filter on this little Canto. So let's go ahead and do that. Right now it is in link mode, which means all it's doing is it's sending the same signal that it's receiving in back out to this top box. I've got the high pass filter on this off, so we'll just be dealing with a high pass filter on the subwoofer. So you can hear, at least to me, you can hear a little of what's going on, that it ends up rolling off some of the low end, probably around 90 or so, where the crossover point is set up into the top box. So with that said, what we're going to do now is put the link down in the description below, and we're going to go ahead and do some popular stuff and put that out on Dropbox. And once we're done with that, then we'll return here and close out the video on the Subline 112 SA, and we'll get some specs in there as well, and also we'll get the map and MSRP prices on the 112 SA in there also. So now click on the link and head over to Dropbox. So hey, we're back from the Dropbox link, and so hope you've got some good speakers or headphones or something you can really listen to what this thing was doing. But gosh, for a little 12-inch speaker, this thing kicks butt. And it's, you know, as far as the weight is concerned, you know, at about 50 pounds, easily transportable. You could put two of these things on a hand cart and go into a venue, and we'll get map and MSRP prices down here as of today's date, and let you take a look at that. But they also make this, like I said, passive and active in the 12, 15, 18, and they make the 18, double 18 in active only, I believe. So but gosh, yes, amazing little 12-inch speaker. This little guy is going to be our next video. This is the CANTO powered, and I've been very impressed with that little speaker so far. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this puppy back together and get it shipped out. But again, thank you for watching. You can reach us at area code 209-832-8023. If you're in the Springfield, Missouri area, give us a buzz. You can swing by. We can do a couple of demos for you with what we've got here in the shop. And we are dealers for about 35 or 40 different major audio lines. So not just speakers, but mixer boards, cables, lighting, video walls, you name it, we can set you up with that. So anyway, again, thank you for spending the time watching the video. And again, thank you, like and subscribe, and you'll get some notifications when we get new videos out. We got the CANTO coming up. We're going to be doing a video on the Studio Master Digitrack 18. Nice little mixer for a really pretty decent little price point as well, and it does have a iPad app that can go with it as well. So again, thanks for watching. Trinity Productions, TrinityProSound.com.